play again. Very lucky. Hand is great. Actually get to play Vessel on turn 1, which is kind of unusual, I guess. And we're just going to Servant instead of doing anything with Vessel. And if we like Vessel into, I don't know, another 2-mana creature or something, play it next turn. Or that, I suppose. There's like some reasons to try and Vessel and hit a 3-drop, like Champion of Wits. Tracker's not something we generally want to play on turn 3, but certainly will. But now, kind of feels silly because now I don't have a 3-drop to play, but then they used a Braid on the Servant, so. Island or forest. Just get another forest, I guess. Yeah. So, opponent's ramping. Obviously, this hand is not very good against ramp. We do need the pressure. Oath of Nissa is interesting. Haven't really seen that one in ramp decks too much because they generally just have a lot of spells. But my opponent hit a land. They did it. I guess we take a Servant over an island that we don't need. Ooh, Champion. Hello. Deep Fiend is nice. Probably not going to need this Harness Lightning. I think Hub is slightly better than Forest. Kind of awkward if we're like Vesseling a bunch. I think that's okay. Alright, so we're getting the party started a little too late, I think. Yikes. Do you get to unsummon our little creature, though? It's probably just going to be a mill myself for 2. We'll see. Yeah, pretty much. Guess it is a May, but like, why would you not loot? You know? Kind of had all the best cards already. Looks like my opponent is not very desert heavy. So their Hour of Promise is not... that's bad for me. Hour of Promise is not super scary, but... does get them to Ulamog, which is not great for me. Need to stick a Deep Fiend here at some point. Just let me do my thing, man. Killing all my stuff. Might be losing here very soon. I kill my Rogue Refiner and it's probably game over. No! Why? Couldn't even draw land to Eternalize. Alright, we're in a bad spot. I'm ready to concede. Yeah, this warrants the concession. Probably not winning from there. So they might have Tireless Tracker, in which case maybe Lightning is better than Scatter, but Lightning is pretty tough against World Breaker. Scatter's a little bit better there, actually, just to clear the blocker. So I think Scatter's better. Could also just counter Ulamog, which might be enough. Well, we do have a lot of counter spells. Basically, just want like a tracker and some counters, and we're good. Definitely a tough matchup. If you get to stick an early creature, then it's not so bad because you have something to emerge off of, but if they just get to kill all your stuff, then you're not really doing a whole lot. Let's try playing first again. Some 3-mana creatures and a Deep Fiend, so can't really ask for much more. Like if one of these hubs was like a Botanical Sanctum, yeah, well. Alright, now we basically have the perfect hand. Could be getting better, could be getting worse, depending on whether or not they actually get to remove my creatures, but it seemed like my opponent had a lot of removal spells. Kind of want to just wait on this champion, both so I could counter Our Promise, but also because I might actually need this negate to protect my champion, sad as that is. So I know my opponent has land 5 because of Game Trail. It's possible they wouldn't run Our Promise into a counterspell there, but pretty unlikely. So I think we discard a Toon Deep Fiend and don't protect the champion because we have Tracker. But yeah, the more they're able to draw out the game like this by killing all my stuff, it's not like they're actually ramping, but you know, they're getting to make land drops for free. So it is close to the same thing for what their game plan is. If I sack Clue now, I protect Tracker from a Kozilek's return, but then I also don't get to bluff a counterspell or anything. But yeah, if they're just gonna jam, then nothing I can really do anyway. But this is certainly much better for me than if they had a World Breaker, so there is that. Ooh, the Hydra. Does this mean that they have K-Return? feel like they would have just minused. I mean, I guess I had Lumbering Falls, but so I could sack both clues, but they have Ulamog mana next turn, so I think I'm supposed to deep fiend them. And if I sack a clue, then they can K return, which forced me to sack the other ones. Yeah, I think I just have to hit it for 3. Maybe that was a coward's play. I don't know. Now they're going to Hydra me. Possible I could have just tapped down all their green. And they could have world broken me. I don't know. But I would imagine that they don't have it. So yeah, maybe I should have just tapped down all the green. So now I can hardcast Deep Fiend. Can't tap all the green now. Could also like Tracker, make a clue, play Vessel, emerge Deep Fiend. I don't think that's great though. Basically throwing away my Tracker to put Vessel into play, which doesn't really accomplish a whole lot. So, same deal. Same 4 lands. At this point, I think opponent either has Ulamog or nothing. No idea what this is. Okay, K return and then maybe Chandra. Chandra away a Deep Fiend. No, just adding mana. Uh-oh. That's not good. That's a big draw for them. Yeah, that's bad. Oh. Been so much better for me if they just had a minus. So we could Eternalize to get a bunch of cards. They can just Chandra minus and hit me. With the Oasis, they can actually just hit me for a bunch too. Or I could just play Tracker, play Champion, and have 2 things. Does that actually help me? I don't know. I think I'd rather just get a bunch of cards. Probably not at a point where I'm going to be eternalizing any further, but with 2 trackers, I don't really need 2 champions either. So they cycle, kill my 4/4, hit me for a little bit, and play a spell. Man, off shrines? No. Zombies. More zombies. So we're gonna make some big trackers. They play Ulamog. I probably want to scatter it, so I don't want to sack clue there. God, God, and they have Sanctum. I'm so dead. I think I could beat what they had. If they had no more draw steps, I could probably beat what they had with 2 trackers. But well, thankfully he's exiling my trackers. Yeah, I guess he doesn't want to like K-return, loses Worldbreaker to a Harness Lightning. Makes sense. Yeah, gets another Ulamog. I think they forget that this desert does something. Should almost certainly just be pounding me. Very dead. Very dead.